Good morning everyone, and thank you for joining me. It's Anja here from Cooking with Plants, and today I've just gotten out of bed. I'm still in my pajamas and I actually wanted to share some of my favorite breakfasts with you. And anyone that knows me knows I'm very much a savory girl, so I do prefer a savory breakfast over a sweet breakfast, but from time to time a sweet breakfast does go down very well. But today I just want to share some quick and easy breakfast ideas with you if you like savory in the morning. So let's get into the recipes. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to make some cheesy oats. These are savory breakfast oats, and some of you might think, oh, oats, aren't they meant to be sweet? But they're just like any other grain. They're similar to rice or quinoa, millet, any of those types of grains, and you can have them savory or sweet as well. So for my breakfast, I am going to make these delicious savory oats, and they're very flexible and forgiving, so whatever ingredients you have on hand and ingredients you enjoy to eat, use those. So I'm starting off with some oats. I've just got some quick cook oats, but you could use traditional oats, rolled oats, steel cut oats, whichever you like and you're used to cooking. Just flavor them up in a savory way. So I've just added that to a bowl. Now next I'm just adding in about a cup's worth of chopped up kale, some chopped up cherry tomatoes, and I've also got a few chickpeas in there as well. So again, it's totally up to you what you want to mix in and how much you want to mix in. And then at the bottom I've also got these chopped up mushrooms. They're some Asian style of mushroom, and they're just really nice. It's a really beautiful texture in here, so I like to add mushrooms in here as well. And then to this mixture I'm going to add just some soy milk. You could add almond milk or any unsweetened milk that you like. Even some rice milk or oat milk would work well in here as well. And you don't even have to use any of the plant-based milk. You could just use water. So I'm also adding in some filtered water to this mixture as well. And then for that cheesy flavour, I'm adding some nutritional yeast flakes. And nutritional yeast flakes are also great for your B vitamins as well. So I like to add those into here. And then I've also got some flax seeds for my omega-3s. So these are ground up. Just a few chili flakes, some garlic powder, turmeric, some paprika, and some Italian dried herbs. Again, you can put any flavours that you like. And then just give this a good stir through. And then I like to cook mine in the microwave, but if you prefer to use the stovetop and just cook the oats in a traditional way, then by all means do. But I'm going to put these in for about 1.5 minutes, give them a stir through, and then put them on for another 1.5 minutes, and they'll be ready to eat. So my oats have cooked for a total of 3 minutes, and they're thick and creamy and gooey and steaming hot. I'm having an oat facial here. Absolutely delicious. So if you love savory, this is an amazing start to the day. Let's get into the next recipe. So the next breakfast that I enjoy, it's really quick and easy to make, is hummus pizza. Little mini pizza toasties, and they're so simple to make and taste absolutely amazing. So what I like to do is just take a couple of pieces of sourdough bread or whatever bread I have on hand. Sometimes I even do this if I have some waffles that I've made and use them as a base instead. But this is really simple. So what I'm doing is just spreading some miso paste, some white miso paste, onto the base of the bread. Sometimes I also use some tomato paste, so it's more like a traditional pizza. But because I'm not using salt in my cooking, I like that salty, savory, umami flavor that the miso paste gives this. So just spread that across the base or onto the toast, onto the bread. And then next I've got some of my homemade no oil hummus. the recipe for that is on this channel, so just do a search for that and you'll find this delicious hummus recipe. And I'm just placing a very generous amount on top of here, about 2 tablespoons on top of each piece of bread. And believe it or not, this will actually give a cheesy taste to this pizza. It's almost like a melted cheese type of flavor or texture as well. Absolutely delicious. I love this. So easy and so tasty. And then just spread that across, just to the edges. And then you can either put extra things on top of here. You could put mushrooms, you could put tomatoes or tomatoes, depending on where you live in the world, whatever toppings that you normally like on top of your pizza. But I like to cook it like this and then just have some fresh things on top. So I've got a little bit of watercress, I've got some chopped up cherry tomatoes, and then I've got some freshly cracked pepper that will go on at the end. But for now, I'm going to cook it like this. So I'm actually going to make this in the air fryer, but you could put it in your oven or under the broiler or grill, as we call it in Australia. It's very confusing. Grilling here is in the oven underneath the element at the top. So broiling, grilling, it's not barbecuing. So very confusing, but all we're doing today is just heating this up, making it nice and crispy, and I am going to use my air fryer to do this. So all I'm doing is placing both of these pieces of bread into the basket of my air fryer, and then I'm just going to cook that for about 10 to 12 minutes at 180 Celsius or about 360 Fahrenheit until it's nice and crispy. Oh yes. Breakfast is served. Hot and crispy. Oh, these smell so good. They taste so amazing. It really is just one of my favorite breakfasts to have. And then, like I said, just top these little mini pizza breads with some fresh greens. I like to put some watercress on here. And then just some fresh little tomatoes, spread them around, and it just tastes so delicious, so tasty. Oh, I really, really enjoy these a lot. And then just sprinkle over some black pepper. If you want to use some salt, add a little bit of salt, but I really don't think it needs any salt because of that beautiful miso flavor that comes through. It's absolutely delicious. So there is breakfast number 2. And let's get on to the third. So for breakfast number 3, I'm going to make a potato and bean scramble. So you can use any beans that you like for this. You could use some chickpeas, you can use cannellini beans like I'm using today. You could use tofu and make a potato and tofu scramble. Totally up to you what flavors you like, which ingredients you enjoy to use, and you could even make it just potato and vegetable based and not have any beans at all. So basically all I'm doing is I've got a fry pan. I haven't turned the heat on yet. I'm just going to place everything into this pan, and I've steamed these potatoes. I like to keep some steamed or boiled potatoes on hand in my fridge at all times so I can use it easily to cook all sorts of different things. I could make a potato salad out of this if I wanted to. I could put it into curries, anything like that. It's ready to go. It's really quick and easy. So these are some of the principles that I teach in my Meal Prep Made Easy course. So if you do want to find out a little bit more about cooking easily, especially plant-based foods, how to put them together, how to combine them so they have full nutrition and are really quick and easy to make, then I'll leave a link for that course down below. It's just so easy. But yes, that is one of my absolute favorite things to do, is to have the pre-cooked potatoes on hand. So I'm just putting all of this into a pan, like I said, and you can pre-mash this in a different bowl. I'm just doing it in here for convenience. Just get a potato masher and mash it up. And at the end of the day, you don't even need to mash this really. You could just put it in as is. Okay, so once that's all mashed, I'm also just going to put in some mushrooms and some little cherry tomatoes. And then I've just got a mixture of herbs and spices. I've got some nutritional yeast flakes. I just love that savory flavour. And I've got a little bit of garlic powder, some turmeric, some ground up black pepper, some mixed Italian dried herbs, and I'm also adding some kala namak. So this is a pink coloured salt, even though it's often called black salt, and it adds an eggy flavour, a sulfuric flavour, so that is nice to add in. Sometimes I add that at the end. It does have a little bit more flavour if you add it at the end of cooking, but for today I just want to throw all of this into one pan and cook it up and have my breakfast ready to go. So then I'm just going to turn on the heat and cook this up until it's at the consistency that I'm happy with. So you can cook it as little or as long as you like to get it to the texture that you prefer. So I've just got this on a medium heat and I'm just going to keep stirring this through, and I usually use a non-stick pan. This is just a pan I use for videoing. It makes it easy to show you what I am cooking up. So if you do have a non-stick pan, it's absolutely amazing for this. And then just use splashes of water or some vegetable broth if it's sticking to the bottom. But I do like a little bit of that crispiness coming onto this. So like I said, just cook it however you prefer. And you could even bake this in the oven, or again, put it into your air fryer. Put it into the air fryer container, the closed off container, and then cook this up in there, and it'll make it nice and crispy on top as well. Or you could even make this mixture and then fill some portobello mushrooms, bake them in the oven. That is another delicious breakfast option as well. So it's really endless what you can do with this. And there you have it. This is cooked up. Then I like to serve it just on a bed of greens. Sometimes I even throw some spinach or some other greens into this mixture and just cook it into this, but today I'm keeping it quite plain. And another fantastic thing that you can do with this is actually make breakfast burrito wraps. So combine this with some salsa, some avocado, even some potato hash browns and some greens, and wrap it up, and it's absolutely delicious. So I hope that this inspires you and gives you some great ideas on delicious plant-based whole food breakfast ideas that are really nutritious, really good for you. They're going to fill you up, they're going to satisfy you, and they're just so absolutely yum. And today I get to have 3 breakfasts, so that's even more exciting. So if you want more, if you want to see more of these types of recipes, more breakfast ideas, leave the comment down below and say, yes, Anja, yes, I want some more savory breakfast ideas. Or if you prefer sweet, put down below that you like sweet breakfast and that you want to see some ideas for that. So I look forward to seeing your comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and that bell, and you'll be notified each time that I put out some new recipe ideas. And I really hope that you also join me over in the Facebook group that I have, where we share lots of recipes as well as photos of what everyone's making, and I would love to have you in the community there as well. Have a fabulous day. I am getting ready for the day and ready to eat, and I look forward to seeing you for the next recipe. Bye for now. Oh, it smells so good. That is delicious. Yum. Oh.